Hello, hi. Recently, I've had to make a really big decision in my life, which has had a massive impact on my life. And just a lot of things in my life, which I'm not going to go into detail about because it is private. There are some things which I'm going to keep from you, you little monkey. But yeah, it's one of the biggest decisions I've ever made in my life, and it was one that I was really scared to make. And you know, obviously with any big decisions, it's not like fine and dandy right after you make that big decision, right? After you make the decision, you're going to have mood swings where you're going to be feeling really hopeful about the future, but then you're going to feel really down about the future, thinking the worst possible case scenarios, and you know, your emotions are going to be all over the place when you do make a really big decision. I mean, this is advice for anyone who has a really big decision to make, but I will tell you this, right? Behind every big decision you make, or at least for me, right, behind this really big decision that I made in my life, there are doors that have opened that I could have never ever expected. And I want to tell you about one of the doors that opened for me, or rather the multiple doors that have opened for me as a result of making this big decision in my life. So here goes, right? So right after I made the decision, like, you know, obviously I was really down and whatnot. But then the day after, I go to a shoot. I go to a content shoot with one of my clients. His name is Cameron. He owns these chains of biryani shops in East London, and you know, he's trying to grow his personal brand. He's trying to scale it. He's trying to get more franchise inquiries. And so I was at a shoot with him, and obviously during this shoot, like my mind was playing up. Like my mind was very raw, very like I didn't know what to feel really. But you know, I was in the shoot, I was talking to Cameron. It must have been from the outside, from the way I was portraying it. Like, I must have been, like, you know, holding my own, keeping composure, like, keeping it professional and making myself come across as, like, young, full of youthfulness, full of, you know, that whole energy and wanting to do something for him, right? Yeah, and he must have seen that from me. Because the videos we recorded, right, the first video we posted for him got, I think, over 20k views within the first 24 hours. The second video we posted for him, this was on a separate shoot after, the second video we posted for him got over 70k views. And, you know, the third and fourth video, they've also done, like, pretty well. And bear in mind, when I was doing all of these shoots, they're all, like, my mind is still fairly raw, fairly fresh. You know, you're not, when you make a decision that really makes you think about the future, like obviously it's going to be playing on your mind. But I don't know what it was. Maybe I was just on autopilot. The videos did really well, and he wants to work with me for the long term. So if you got a really big decision in life to make, you're going to feel like crap. You're going to have mood swings where you feel really hopeful, and then you feel really bad about the future. But the thing is, that will pass. That will pass. And one day you'll wake up and you'll realize that it was never that deep to begin with, and that whatever's written is written. And until the time that you wake up and you realize that it's not that deep, all this time will have passed where you were worrying if you actually made the right decision. Yeah. So there's that. Another instance was the shoot I had with Junglies, the restaurant in East London that I did a shoot with a few days ago. This was the worst day for my mood to just naturally swing into feeling crap. I did not feel good at all. Everyone around me was upbeat. They had so much energy, so much life in them. Man, I don't know how I held it together. I held my own. I was not feeling the best during that shoot, but that shoot we did, basically, I'll give you a rundown. There were some guys that Uber had hired, some really like high-level videographers that Uber had hired, who I saw on their page later. They had worked with like A-list celebrities like Micah Richards, right? I was working with people who were pretty high-level in this thing. And you know, I did the shoot for them. I got to connect with them. I got one of the guys' phone numbers after. I rizzed them up. But I don't know who says rizz anymore. But my point is, if I had let my emotions dictate the way I was going to act during that shoot, then I probably would have never got his number. And this videographer business, they've done shoots for businesses like L'Oreal, Maybelline, you know, big boy brands, right? I mean, L'Oreal, Maybelline, they're makeup brand, so big girl brands. I'm not making this video to say oh, just shut out your emotions and get the job done, because one day you'll wake up feeling like you'll wake up and you'll forget about whatever you're going through. No. What I'm saying is, feel your emotions, genuinely try to process them, try to understand what has happened, what hasn't happened. But don't let that affect your performance in whatever it is you want to pursue. Please don't. Because time will pass. Your emotions will become clearer with time. When that time does come, if you spend that time in between worrying, you'll look back and regret. And I'm so glad that I didn't succumb and I guess regret how I acted. Be in a great mood even when you don't want to be in a great mood. Yeah. That's it. That's the video. I hope you found that useful. Take care. Bye-bye.